Hello everybody, welcome back once again. I have got another Triangle Strategy character guide for you. This time we are talking Travis the Big Boss. I actually really like Travis. So Travis is one of the four characters. It's Travis, Trish, Cordelia, and Milo, who you have to basically choose one of them, I guess, to obtain in your playthrough, right? Travis and Trish, though, are a little bit different than the other two, where you have a like a sub choice in Chapter 11. So the choice in Chapter 11 is whether or not to hand over the Roselle to Hyzant. If you vote to hand over the Roselle to Hyzant, then in Chapter 11, then in Chapter 15, you decide to go back and check on the Rosellan village. That is how you get Travis. If you vote not to hand over the Roselle to Hyzant, then in Chapter 15, go back to visit the Roselle. That is how you get Trish. And then, Milo and Cordelia are completely different choices and there's no connection to Chapter 11 at all. It's just, Cordelia is you going with Roland, and Milo, you go back to the Wolfort domain. So, anyways, let's start with his accessories. I've got him actually equipped with a speed bracelet and a luck bracelet. Speed, just again, solid. I always like to give characters speed, make them a little bit faster. His base speed is 25, which, not bad, not good, but not bad, right? He's not a 24 at least, but he's not particularly quick. But also grants immunity to immobility. I mean, that's just kind of a nice little bonus to get out of there. And then actually, I have him equipped with the luck bracelet as well. Steal rates are based off of luck, and that's what I find Travis is good for. Travis is actually the best thief. There's only two thieves in the game. It's either Travis or Trish. But I do think that Travis is better because his rates are better. He can't steal from range, but he's a beefy bruiser, and so he can get in there and just use Mug anyway. So, again, increasing his luck by 5 is actually going to increase his success rate on his steals. And also the immunity to Fury is good as well, right? So anyways, all right, let's talk his stats. Strength. Travis actually is pretty strong. He'll do really good damage, actually, because of his ability. Damage is really good. I use Mug with him quite a bit. Backward toss a little bit as well, but very powerful abilities. His physical defense, he's middle of the road, maybe slightly above average, but pretty middle of the road. Magic attack is terrible, but that doesn't really matter. I'm usually not throwing items with him anyway, so I don't really care. His magic defense, a little bit below average for a bruiser, right? Normally the bruisers are, have a little bit more, magic defense, but his is a little bit on the low side. His luck is a 39, which again actually is going to come into effect. I mean, not only criticals, but also his steal rate. So boosting up his luck with the luck bracelet by 5 there. So he only had a 34, base luck. But his accuracy is pretty good, 58. I mean, that's pretty solid. Again, speed is actually his base is 25, but I've got him bumped up to 28. I like putting speed on basically everybody. His evasion is a 47, so pretty middle of the road. Not enough to really be able to count on it, but sure, he'll miss, or sometimes he'll evade things. His jump is 2, standard, completely standard, and then his movement is a 5, so that's pretty good. Pretty standard as well. The average character has a movement of 5. All right, so let's talk his abilities. His Crow's Cudgel is actually pretty strong. The power is 229, so he's going to do, pretty decent damage even with his regular attacks. But as far as his abilities here, so he's got backward toss, so it says deal physical damage to a single enemy and hurl them behind you. That's actually kind of a fun ability. There's some really interesting uses for this, right? To disrupt, like tank lines, although it's usually me that has the tank line. And I'm usually, waiting for enemies to come towards me, but you can throw enemies behind you and set yourself up for some, kind of interesting combos. Also, it actually sets him up for follow-ups, right? So let's just say, it's his turn. There's an enemy kind of in front of him, and as long as there's nobody behind him, he can grab them, use the backward toss, and then you can take one of your other characters and attack the enemy, you know, from where they're at, and the opposite side of Travis, and get follow-ups with Travis, which actually really works well with his fortuitous follow-up as well, which means that he's going to try to steal anytime he does a follow-up attack. So again, a really, really cool ability. Kind of a nice little utility aspect to him where you can actually move somebody around, and again sets himself up for really good follow-ups. Next up is his Mug command. I use this a lot. It's probably like 90% of the time I use him. I'm trying to mug. So it says deal physical damage to a single enemy and have a chance to steal an item. Again, his steal rates are okay. I think the highest I saw was a 75%. I'll try that in a little bit. I don't know what they're at right now, actually, but I am going to give him a luck buff as well with Izana. Whoopsies, there we go. Alright, so on your guard says decreases damage taken when no allies are nearby. You know, I guess this is good, right? I mean, it's one of those passives where it's like, yeah, I would rather have it than not have it, but really, you know, because I always play on hard mode, you really want to have Travis next to other people anyway. I mean, the range is 1 to 2, so really this activates, you know, pretty early, you know, so, but again, it's one of those deals where it's like, okay, yeah, great, that's good when it, you know, I would rather have that than not have it, but also, though, you just really shouldn't have Travis out on his own. But anyways, next up is Impeding Strike. I love this ability. So its power is 183, height 1 to 1, or I'm sorry, range 1 to 1, height 2, and plus minus 2. So it says deal physical damage to enemies across 3 horizontal squares, then delay their turns. It's basically a cleave, but it also delays the turns. You can set up some really, really cool, or some really good follow-ups with this as well. You know, if you've got a couple of your characters that are kind of standing next to each other, and then there's a couple of enemies standing in front of your characters, you can have Travis run around the back, use an Impeding Strike, which will not only delay the enemy's turns, but also your other characters will then do follow-up attacks as well. So very, very cool ability. And again, the fact that it you know, is an impeding or delays turns is just really, really good. That's I don't know if I would say that it's his best ability, but it might be his best ability. Again, fortuitous follow-up, already kind of discussed this. This is, you know, the chance to steal an item during a follow-up attack. Kind of one of the cooler things that you can do with him as well is, you know, you can backward toss, get the enemy behind him, and then as long as Trish is on that back side, Trish can actually shoot, you know, and try to steal, because she tries to steal whenever she makes a regular attack. And then Travis will do a fortuitous follow-up, which means he will try to steal from that enemy on the follow-up attack as well. So those two make a really cool combo. You know, so I call them Steel. No, I'm not going to say it. Okay, I'll say it. Steel Team 6. Steel, but it's really Steel Team 2, okay? It just sounds funnier. But anyways, jeez, I'm so ridiculous. All right, so next up here is Steelback. I love this passive. This is another one of those. It's not just like, oh, it's, you know, okay, I would rather have this or not. This is amazing. Steelback is nuts. One of the best passives in the entire game, just because of the fact that, you know, if you're getting attacked from behind, you're getting crit. And if you're getting crit, you're probably getting annihilated. And so having Steelback is really, really good. And it works pretty well with Travis, just in general, right? Because sometimes maybe you're going to find yourself in positions that you don't want to because you're trying for a steal, or you used a backward toss and now the enemy's behind you, but you can't kill the enemy, and so the enemy is going to be slashing him in the back. So again, very, very good ability, and it really, really reduces the damage taken. So just phenomenal. I really like this one. Next up, it says Trial by Fire. Increase your strength when on a square that is set ablaze. It's pretty rare that I actually had that, you know, active. I think probably because I didn't really use Frederica that much. So I just wasn't really starting, you know, squares on fire. I mean, I guess it's cool though. And it actually works out really well because he's got a really good fire resistance. So sure, he's standing in the fire. Sure, he'll take a little bit of damage, but it's really going to be reduced by his natural fire resistance. All right, and then lastly, Heavy Smash. I barely ever used this. The power is 366, range 1 to 2. It says charge for 1 turn, then deal physical damage to all enemies within range. It is very, very strong. When he finishes this and it connects on somebody, it's pretty devastating. But it's a charge move, and most of the time I'm doing other things like mugging with him or using Impeding Strike. So, you know, and the other thing is, it does require some assistance. Sure, sometimes you'll get lucky or the enemies will be playing stupidly and they'll just like kind of hang out in his range anyway, but it's pretty rare and you're most likely just not going to hit things with this unless you start charging and then use somebody like a Benedict to do a now, or use in tandem, you know, the QP to move his turn next. So, again, sometimes you can get lucky with this, and when he does connect it's very powerful. And what does he always say? Don't look down on me, or something like that. That's, I mean, the quote that he says after he uses it is very funny too. But all right, so let's actually put Travis in action here. What am I doing? Oh, it's Izana's turn. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do with her is use Rite of Luck. That's another reason why I've got her equipped with I've got her equipped with the Vanguard Scarf. I guess it wasn't this video that I mentioned that, but usually when I want to steal, I bring her in, use Rite of Luck first to boost up Travis's luck by 6. Then let's use the 2 fake turn here. And actually, I wonder if it's even necessary. I'm going to have to check this now. Alright, so I'm actually just going to light wave him up because I want to see something. Alright, so let's mug this guy. Yeah, 59% here. So yeah, the luck increase was a good idea. Couldn't steal, and we'll go for the second mug. Go back empty-handed. There we go, got the D-Swift Spice. You know, again, unfortunately, most enemies in the game are not worth stealing from. It's kind of one of those deals where it's like, I don't know. I want to say you might as well, but you know, the question is, would I do more damage doing something else? Would I set myself up for a good follow-up if I used a backward toss instead? So let's just begin this, and I won't use the luck buff this time, and I'll show you the difference. So again, the success rate was 59%, meaning that without the luck buff, it should be 53, because every 1 point of luck increases the steal rate by 1%. So let's light wave him up again. And then we'll steal from this guy. Yeah, so, oh, nope, 51%. What was I? 51 to 59. Huh. Okay, well, I guess I thought it was 1% per point of luck, but that's not correct. Okay, well, yeah, that was actually 8 points, right? That was 8 percentage points. Weird. Yeah, why did I think it was a 1-to-1 deal? Well, anyways, here is the Impeding Strike. So, oops, let's, oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, I guess I don't need to move him either. So doing this will put this guy in front of him from turn 5. It'll move it back to turn 10, and that other guy that he's going to hit as well is going to move his turn from 3 to 8. So again, you know, it's a great ability. Delaying enemy turns is always a good thing, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this. Let's do in tandem. I wonder why I thought it was a 1-to-1 for so long. Let's see. Oops. Oh, crap. No, I can't check his luck. Okay, well, I'll do that in a minute. Use Rite of Luck again. Coming through! Oh, he doesn't have anything because I installed him, I guess, huh? Yeah, 59%. Yeah, that's an 8% increase. Okay.
Let us try out their weakness.
Alright, so his luck is 45 right now. 45. Was it 39 before? No. I don't think that's right, right? Oh, and I hit the wrong button.
Very well.
Travis annihilated out here. $45. Remember that. 45. Yeah, it was 39. Okay. Yeah, so the luck buff is 6 points. Yeah, I don't know. There was a while there where I thought it was a 1-to-1, right? Every 1 point of luck added 1%, but it's not quite that. It's actually a little bit better because again, I got actually a 8% success rate increase with only the 6 points of luck. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know what the formula is, but I guess it's just safe to keep in mind that the more luck you've got, the more successful you're going to be. The most success rate I ever saw, though, was a 75%, so I do wonder if it caps out at that. Not that it really matters, let's be honest, because in my opinion, really the only people that are worth stealing from are some of the bosses in Chapter 17. You know, you've got a lot of bracelets. To be fair, though, I did find it at least a little bit useful to steal from some of the enemies in my second pass through the game, even the ones that were a little bit earlier on. Like a Vlora and Landroy during chapter, Jesus, it was like chapter 7 or something like that. But that also is really only if you've gone through the game first and got Travis on your first pass through the game. I guess Trish would work as well, right? But it gets to a certain point where it's not really worth stealing amulets anymore. And so, you know, really it's only chapter 17, you know, and bosses that are really, really worth stealing from. So, anyways, all right, let's go back out and we'll take a look at his weapon upgrades. And I'll just kind of go over my, you know, upgrade path or what I recommend. No, I don't want to talk to you again. Get out of here. All right. Where is the big boss? All right, so he's got a potency increase, HP, physical defense, magical defense, and luck. Honestly, I would probably go with physical defense, then the magic defense, then the potency probably. Actually, yeah, that's a toss-up. So it'd be, you know, physical defense, magic defense, and then either potency or HP. Probably HP, honestly, then potency, then luck last. And then for his second tier here, he's got potency, HP, mug damage up, and then, or, you know, backward toss TP reduction, and then luck. Honestly, I would go with the mug damage. I just used mug. I use mug way more often than backward toss. It is nice to be able to toss things for only 1 TP, but again, like 90% of the time I was using mug. So this didn't really do me that much good. So again, I would actually start with the mug. I'm sorry, no. I would start with the potency increase, then probably the mug damage, then the HP, then luck last. Actually, you know what though? No, I take that back. I probably would actually upgrade. If you're going to do, I should say, if you're going to be mugging a lot, I would do an early luck increase, and probably that first. Again, so if you really want to steal things, go with this first, because that's just going to increase your success rates, right? Then maybe go with the, excuse me, then the HP, then the potency, and then the mug damage. Last. Alright, so here's where it gets really interesting too. Do you want to do more damage, or do you want to take less damage from fire, or do you want to get the heavy smash? My opinion, I went with the fire resistance. You know, because I always play on hard mode. In hard mode, you really want to be reducing any and all damage that you can. And so I would build that first. Then I would go with the potency, and then do his heavy smash last. Really, again, because it's pretty rare to be using heavy smash in my opinion. So anyways, that is going to be it for Travis. Again, I really like him. You know, definitely my favorite of the 2 thieves in the game, and generally I like to steal in games. It is unfortunate though that most things aren't worth stealing in this game. So but you know, chapter 17, again, hit those bosses, steal from them anytime you can. And Frederica's path has Lila in it, and Lila has the best steal in the game, in my opinion, which is the speed bracelet. So, you know, shoot for that. Definitely steal that if you're going down Frederica's route. But anyways, that is it for this one. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.